The Galactic Accord had long believed itself to be the pinnacle of technological achievement. Thousands of species, countless civilizations, and untold eons of knowledge pooled into one united council of progress. And yet, despite all its arrogance, all its history, all its fleets, nothing had prepared them for the Terrans. When humanity first arrived on the galactic stage, they were dismissed as primitives. Their ships were crude. Their biology was volatile. Their politics were chaotic. Their history violent. The Accord watched from their high thrones and labeled them a Category D civilizational curiosity. Not a threat. Not even worth diplomatic entanglement, Doc. But what the Council had failed to see was the very thing that defined humanity: relentless ambition. Over the span of just 2 galactic centuries, a blinking cosmic time, humans had not only caught up, but surpassed most member species in military engineering. Quietly, relentlessly, secretly, while the Accord debated taxation of hyperlanes and resource treaties, humans built. Not fleets, not outposts, not even Dyson swarms. They built planets. And they made them move. The first sign came when the star system of Galero Sigma vanished from long-range sensors. A mining colony, mid-tier resources, nothing vital. At first, it was blamed on a stellar flare or gravitational collapse. But then, days later, the system reappeared. 200 light-years from its original position, the Accord's observers were baffled. Their brightest minds screamed about impossibility. Systems couldn't just move. Stars couldn't be unmoored. But they were wrong, Dot. It wasn't a star system anymore. It was a warship. Ambassador Korath of the Vexury Empire stood trembling in the great hall of the Accord. Before him, the holographic image hovered, a colossal sphere, once a barren planet now. Surrounded by titanic engine arrays, magnetic deflector shields, and weapon banks capable of breaking moons in a single salvo. "This is not a base," the Terran envoy had said coldly. "This is Momentum Prime, the first of 13. The council chamber had erupted. Panic, accusations, demands. But the human ambassador stood, still, calm, like this had all been expected. "Warned you," he said. "When we were ignored, insulted, sanctioned, we adapted." "Adapted?" spat the Triovax diplomat. "You turn planets into battleships. You desecrate nature." The humans smiled without mirth. "Nature gave us rocks. We gave them purpose." The warship known as Momentum Prime was more than just a mobile fortress. It was an ecosystem. A self-sustaining, resource-generating, Terra-engineered monster of human invention. It housed over 1 billion soldiers. Factories the size of continents churned out war machines. Orbital forges reshaped asteroids into ammunition. When the Accord's navy prowled and Polish engaged it near the Vather expanse, the battle lasted 11 minutes. Only one side returned. And they didn't come back with victory. They came back with a warning. Vice Admiral Rico of the Felinari Dominion had led the assault. His armada consisted of over 200 ships. He watched as Momentum Prime absorbed the first wave of firepower with no visible effect. Then, as his fleet closed in, the planet opened. Literally sections of the surface unfolded like petals, revealing supermassive railguns, each the size of cities. They didn't fire beams. They launched mountains. Compressed neutronium slugs that tore through shield harmonics and obliterated capital ships like paper lanterns. Rico's final words before ejection were recorded in the Terran databanks. They're not fighting to win. They're fighting to prove a point. The Accord's fear turned to desperation. Diplomats were dispatched. Apologies flowed. Concessions offered. Even species that had never spoken to humanity were now begging for neutrality. But it was too late. Humanity had not forgotten centuries of mockery. The embargoes, the dismissal. This wasn't just about power, it was about legacy. About earning their place in history, not by permission, but by declaration. They launched 5 more planet ships within the cycle, each with a unique specialty. Momentum Prime, artillery and engineering oblivion cradle, biowarfare, and terraforming spearfall, kinetic strike warden null, shield suppression and anti-fleet AI echo halo, stealth, recon, and psychological warfare, and still, the remaining 7 were rumored to be in construction hidden, deep in black zones where sensors couldn't reach and even the stars seemed afraid to shine. On the outer edges of Accord space, a quiet system flickered with strange gravity. Waves, scout drones sent to investigate, never returned. Eventually, one desperate envoy Zelpher of the Arkantel managed to transmit a single image before his vessel was swallowed. By darkness it showed a Terran warship unlike the others. Not a planet, not a moon, but a rogue gas giant, cored and reforged with plasma cannons stretching through its inner storm. Zelpher's last message? The humans have weaponized gods. Now, the galaxy is quiet. Treaties are rewritten with Terran ink. Accord leadership is reshuffle humans at the center. Old powers bow. New ones rise under Terran guidance. And somewhere, deep in Sol System, a fleet of 13 planet ships stands silent, like titans waiting for their next command. Because humanity had never wanted war. They just wanted respect. And when no one gave it, they engineered it.